Hi again, Isabelle.
Hi, Joe.
So this time we're going to talk about cover letters, and people often have lots of questions, whether it's about the length or the content. How do we get this right and not just repeat everything in our CV? So, what are you noticing that might be helpful to people? What do they need to know about getting a cover letter right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a really hard job market at the moment. It's flooded and highly competitive, and which is stressful, for everyone. So what that means is actually your cover letter can make or break you. So it needs to be completely bespoke to the organization. That's the key thing, and to the role. So you don't just have a standard cover letter and change the name at the top or anything. You
Okay.
need to
So much easier.
you need to rewrite this letter every time. You
Right.
can still get your key messages about yourself across, but you're going to be grouping them and presenting them in different ways.
So, in terms of that personalization, have you got any advice about how to do that in the letter? Are there any particular things to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So pay real close attention to the job ad, to how they've described it in the initial ad itself, and then also in the job description.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to want to pull out the key responsibilities that they're after or the key experience that they're after and structure your whole letter around that so
Nice.
that they can see that you're totally focused on what they need to know from you.
Yeah,
The
nice.
other thing that's really good to do is research the organization's values and
Yeah.
strategic plan
Mm.
and say what element of those things personally connect for you.
Yeah, because it shows you've done your homework, right? Isabel, what are the biggest mistakes you see people making at the moment in terms of cover letters, other than not doing those other things?
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is a bit harsh, but don't bother saying, I'm excited about this opportunity.
Everyone
Everyone
says
does
it.
it. Everyone does it. And employers don't care whether or not you are excited about this opportunity. Uh, they
Yeah.
just care about how you can help them. And that's got to be the focus of your letter.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And sometimes if you only have a certain amount of words to use, you're wasting a
Mm.
whole sentence.
Yeah. And then the other key thing is at the very beginning, also never ever address the letter to whom it may concern.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
recruiters are people too, and no one likes getting a letter like that. Eh?
Um,
So you can always find a relevant name to address it to. So that might be, well, sometimes the job ad itself gives a name of someone, usually in HR, that
yeah,
you can address queries to. So use that name.
nice.
Or you could research on the organization's website who the head of HR is.
Yeah,
Or even best, you can find the name of the person who would be your boss,
yeah,
who will ultimately end up reading this letter. So if they read a letter and you found their name, how impressed are they going to be?
yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And that's especially important, I think, if you're applying in a comms role or a sales role or a business role, because you're demonstrating how thorough and organized you will be when you're working for them.
Yeah, and how you go about building that initial contact and that beginning of that relationship, right? So that's all
Yeah.
about individualized approach.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anything else you want to throw into the mix that people should be aware of in terms of things to watch out for?
Yeah, I think cover letters, just try keep them short, keep them as short as you can. And I know I've just said a lot of things to include, but even if you have one or two sentences on each main point, that's enough.
Yeah,
If you can do a one page, perfect. If it goes over the page, just one-ish paragraphs over the page, do not do pages and pages.
yeah, less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that way. Awesome. Thank you. Isabel, if people want to talk to you about getting help with CVs, LinkedIn, or cover letters, how do they go about finding you?
Yep, thank you. So they can always find me on LinkedIn. I'm Isabelle Teresa, and you can find my CV Whiz links there. Also, I'm on Facebook with facebook.com CV Whiz.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Joe. Appreciate it.